So I want to give you a brief tour of my Battle of Waterloo diorama, which is down in the basement of the rectory. I've created this over the last 13 years. Most of it I did in my last parish. There are over 2,000 soldiers on the battlefield. I've painted each of them individually. Anyway, as you might know, Anglican Episcopal clergy have a long tradition of eccentric hobbies. You may know that the Thomas the Tank Engine stories were written by the Reverend Audrey, a Church of England clergyman, and this is my eccentric hobby. So let me just describe the various bits of the battle for you and tell you what's going on. So over here on the English right flank is the Chateau Hougoumont. Napoleon attacked this early in the morning of the battle, about 9:30 in the morning. He hoped to draw the Duke of Wellington to weaken the English lines by pouring troops into Hougoumont. But Wellington was an experienced defensive general, and he resisted this temptation and held steady. And in the end, analysts say that Napoleon threw far more soldiers into attacking Hougoumont than the English ever did. So over here, you have General d'Orléans, the French general's soldiers. They made the first big attack at the center of the English lines at about 11:30 in the morning. They marched across the valley, attacking the English lines. They breached this sunken road, and it appeared they were about to defeat the English lines when the English heavy cavalry, the Union Cavalry Brigade, charged and completely routed the French, sending them scurrying back over the valley. The English, though, got carried away and charged too far into the valley, wouldn't let up the chase, and then were attacked by the French lancers, who on their fresh horses routed and destroyed the English cavalry units. But the point was, though, that those cavalry units had saved the day for the English by repelling d'Orléans' troops. Over here we have the farmhouse La Haye-Sainte, which was defended by the Wellington's King's German Legion, part of the British Army made up of German troops. They defended the farmhouse all day long until eventually it was captured by the French after the King's German Legion had run out of ammunition. And then over here you have the massed French cavalrymen, 7,000 of them, who charged the English infantry lines at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the orders of Marshal Ney. Napoleon was furious when he heard that Hay had sent the soldiers there without accompanying infantrymen. The English lines, they formed these squares that are emblematic of the Battle of the Waterloo, that the French cavalry horses wouldn't penetrate as long as the English kept steady nerves. The French horses wouldn't charge the walls of bayonets. And in fact, the English infantry reported that the cavalry charge was a blessed relief for them, because it meant that the French Grande Batterie, the French artillery, stopped shelling them, which was actually far worse for them. And over here we have La Grande Batterie. Here, the French artillery pieces shelling the English lines. And so, and then here again is Hougoumont that held out all day long and the battle went on, raged all day until the early evening when the French began to become exhausted, and General Blücher's Prussian soldiers arrived, and the day was saved and Napoleon was defeated. So I hope you've enjoyed this little break from your confinement.